let's get right into it. Once you remove the top stuff here, you can see I got the cover. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but box just slides right off. Everything's packed pretty tight. That cover just comes right off. I started to cut the tape up top, but you don't even need to. It just slides right off, and you've got packing, lots of packing. It looks like the legs are right here on top. Some wheels attached. We've got these spacers in here. I mean, there is no doubt they know what they're doing to keep this thing from getting damaged. Really nice. All right, back to time lapse. We'll keep going. On this side, you've got your, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is the drip tray. Got instruction cookbook looking thing. And all your screws and screwdriver. And then your side tray. So the front tray is somewhere else. The box will just flap open. Really nice. Pretty smart too, because we'll need to tip this thing backwards and it'll just sit right there on the cardboard. All this stuff inside, I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. This is attached, this is not. So we'll pull this out. We will pull out the front legs. And then the rest of this up. And this is not attached either. So I'm gonna leave these in. I'll go ahead and cut them loose once it's up and ready. There we go. Bottom grate, get that out. And they give you some liners. I really just wanted to make sure that when I tilt it backwards, I'm not going to mess anything up inside here. So I guess it is a good idea. Yeah, see, there's even more. We could, of course, read the directions, but you know, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I don't generally do that. And I generally regret it. So it looks like the rest of this stuff is in there pretty solid. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tilt it backwards and we're gonna start putting the legs on. Let's make sure there's nothing in here. Nope. Nothing in here that's going to move around. All right. Progress. Here's a tip. Make sure you have plenty of cardboard back here. I did not realize when you flip it backwards, this just flops like this. And if there was no cardboard there, it might scratch. So make sure you've got plenty of cardboard back behind it when you go to flip it to put the legs on. This was pretty straightforward. You just stick the legs in. They actually have color codes, so you get the right leg in the right place, but there'd have to be something wrong with you to put it in the wrong place. Super simple, and I'll give you a little tip here when I bring the video camera over on what happened when I flipped that sucker back a little bit further. Couple more tips. So this extra box serves its purpose again, because when you tilt the grill back to get that bottom thing, the door falls, and the door is heavy as hell. So if this cardboard wasn't here, it absolutely would have scratched. So make sure you got that cardboard. And getting these on, I looked at the instructions real quick because it's not immediately obvious if a washer goes on the outside, unless you count them up. So it does go on the outside. And then I had to prop it up with a box to get enough clearance to get the back leg on. So the front one should go on the same way, pretty easy. And then I think I might get my wife out here to help me tilt it up. Putting these bolts through is actually a little bit more difficult because they don't really want to line up. You can reach your fingers down the top of the tube, of the leg tube, and guide the other side of the bolt into the other side of the tube. You'll see what I mean when you do it. Also, you should use a socket. It's a 1/2 inch socket. That crappy tool they give you, it'd take forever. So definitely have a 1/2 inch ratchet and socket handy. So these go on pretty easy. I torqued these down all the way, and I was able to kind of bend them up a little bit. You know, if I did it again, I probably would have left these loose and then put these side braces on and then tighten everything up, but you don't have to. It worked out fine. Just to, you know, if you don't have one of these, they have insulated the drain, the grease drain. That's incredible. Everything is insulated. I can already imagine a bamboo shelf right here sitting on this lip that goes from here to here. That would match the bamboo cutting board that goes up top. I think that would be a nice custom addition. So I think I'll be doing that. So please subscribe because I will for sure do a video on it. All right, it looks like it is time to flip it upright for the first time. Let's do it.
Yesterday.
Huh?
That's going to do it yesterday.
No. Yesterday, I was doing...
That was cute.
Ready?
Done this
Close
week.
up. You hold this with one switch, hold that, and then put your hand on the back. Okay.
I cannot help you bring that to the backyard.
No, I know. Okay, don't help me. All right, there we go. Upright. The thing is much larger than it looks in the store. I can tell you that. It is much taller, which is great. You know, plenty of room in there, but it is definitely much taller than I thought. Good news is it's exactly as wide as I thought, so it'll fit beautifully in the spot that I have for it. Anyway, I'll go ahead and finish putting all this stuff on. Got the front tray, and the side tray, and the handle here. Pretty neat though. Yeah, we definitely need a bamboo tray down there. That's for sure. All right, time lapse again. A little further back though, because it's huge. It is super obvious how to put this thing together. You only really need to look at the instructions to figure out what screws and washers they want you to use where. Here I'm putting the Wi-Fi antenna on the bottom. I put the probe up in the little probe tray, and the cutting board magnetically attaches to the top there. And here, this was kind of not obvious on which way was up. I'll show you here in a minute what I mean, but it does go together pretty easily. There's no indication of what is up and what is down other than the fact that they put writing on the side. It says Traeger. And then if you want these things perfect, there's these little heat shields right here. You've got to take time to position them perfectly or they'll twist. Good news is once they're on, they stay put in the direction you set them, but there's enough room to stick your fingernail down in there and just kind of get it perfect if you're like that. If you like things perfect. Side tray goes on straightforward again. I do it with your fingers first. I learned this on the front tray, but this one I just kind of stumbled through. You got to see how crazy this thing is built. So these welds are perfect. Perfectly smoothed out on the outside. It actually, they're so good it looks like stamped. It looks like it's been stamped. That is pretty impressive. I'll show you an easy way to do this. Take the washer and the screwdriver, and then get another one ready to go. Get two, right? Because you've got to you know, be ready to put the other side on. It's really kind of difficult for clearance. So take the screwdriver, stick it in there. Get yourself started on this side. And then go to your other side and do the same thing. And if you don't have somebody to help you, you're not fumbling around with the thing. And you can get the rest of the screws on now that it's in place. I got a couple more tips. So I forgot to mention that when you put these on, these washers have a nice shiny side and a dull flat side. So if you just take time to notice, you can put the nice shiny side on the outside. And then these screws up here, definitely put them on first with your fingers, because I actually cross-threaded this one a little bit. I was able to back it off and fix it, but when you try to put it on with a screwdriver, you're putting it on at an angle. And I'd also recommend leaving them all loose because there's quite a bit of play. And if you want to get it perfectly straight, put them in with your fingers and then tighten them up later. These grates are zip tied in. I used a razor blade knife to cut the zip ties. Next time I would use a pair of wire cutters. I almost scratched the side because the razor blade knife kind of slipped. So wire cutters are way safer. Okay, it's not immediately obvious how this foil thing goes on, other than the fact that it says Traeger, and obviously that should point towards you. You know, the foil thing actually doesn't cover all of the thing, you know? It seems like it should be longer, but whatever. Peel off this. The extension cord is right in there. The probe I've already put right there. Comes through here, and I think I am completely done with the assembly. So let's go ahead and put the cover on. See how that looks and fits. I would say that is one of the most over-engineered covers I've ever seen. You know, I keep this thing in under my patio. I will be keeping this under my patio, and I don't think that I will ever use this cover. I have a big green egg cover and a Weber cover. If you've watched any of my outdoor kitchen videos, you've seen the rest of my stuff, and I never use the cover. I don't even know why I bought the cover, but it is a damn nice cover, if you are wondering. So there you go, that's the cover. If you're thinking of putting a shelf down here, like I am, this is 28 inches, 28 by 15 and a half-ish, maybe 15, 28 by 15. So any piece of bamboo that looks like this would probably look really nice down here, sitting down there as a shelf or something. 28 by 15 Amazon bamboo cutting board. The inside of the box has a design on it, and a roof, and a door. So if you have kids or you're a little weird and you want to play house in a box, Traeger's got you. All right, time to clean up the mess and get her in the backyard. quick outdoor kitchen tour. You can see where I've put the Traeger. Just a quick tour here. You got trash, refrigerator. I use these fans because I have yet to install exhaust over both of these, which will happen eventually. Keep outdoor stuff out here. I've got the Weber egg. This is the Weber burner. It's really great because it's perfectly flat, so we can use that counter space when we're not using the burner. Got some storage under here. This is where I keep wood and stuff for the egg. Got all full access to the egg. Got all my boards and stuff and fire pokers and whatever. Little outlet here for the rotisserie. Ice maker, another slide out here. Water filter for the ice maker. This is this was originally a disposal switch. We decided not to put a disposal out here because of the way I plumbed the drain. So now it's in cabinet lighting. It's hard to see in here at night, so you flip that switch and it lights up all of the lighting in the cabinet. And then over here I've got gas, and that's separated by a wall, and it's all foamed in, so if there is a gas leak, it's not going to make its way to any ignition source. Got some more tools over here. It's a bathroom, and there's the Traeger. So fits perfectly, just as I thought it would. It tightens up things in here, but there's still plenty of room. And my plan is to put a vent and then vent this out through the roof. I've been kind of putting this off. You can see I've got a fan over there, a fan there. Of course, there's ceiling fans, but I just could never decide what I wanted to do with the exhaust area. And I still haven't completely decided. I definitely want some kind of commercial kitchen looking exhaust unit up there. But the fans have worked pretty well. What I'll likely do here is go ahead and install an overhead with a light, plumb it, vent it, I guess, right through the ceiling. And then travertine that wall, just like the sides of the cabinetry. And that'll be the Traeger station. Anyway, another tip is to keep this tool. I fully expect everything to loosen up after a few cooks. So keep the tool. And that is it for this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. In upcoming videos, I'm going to do some bacon. I have a side of or pig belly. It's going to go in for to be cured for 7 days. I'm going to shoot a video on that, and then I'm also definitely going to add that bottom bamboo shelf. So if you want to see how that works out, and I'll do a parts list, whatever I find on that one. Please subscribe so you don't miss future videos. As always, thanks for watching.